All right. We are back here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave. I'm your host, Mark Pierce, and we have a special guest here in the cave. I love having people here in the cave because, you know, it's just more interesting than hearing me talk all the time. So much talking, Mark. And who do we have back with us today? But none other than Caroline Horvat, my sister-in-law. Welcome back, Caroline.
Thank you for having me.
You were here. You've been on more than once. Right? You guys, you and Steven were on for maybe not just Billy Joel. I thought something else.
It's possible.
I think it is.
Okay.
Who knows? We'll figure that out.
We will.
But we did an episode on Billy Joel. For all of those who've been with us all along, you remember we're not going to rehash Caroline's Billy Joel beginnings, just to say that it goes back to her teenage years. So, you know, what are we talking here for a fan? 25 years, something like that?
More or less.
Yes. And we have the Billy Joel frame that you made in the background here. That thing is giant. It doesn't look giant here, but it is, and it's heavy, and it's got your ticket stubs and a guitar pick and articles and all kinds of cool stuff on there. So we have an update for Billy Joel. You and your husband Steven were like, we need to see Billy Joel again, and he's doing Madison Square Garden, he's doing the residency, and we kept putting it off and not doing it, and then he announced he was going to stop doing it this summer after 150 shows. So that lit a fire under us.
We were highly motivated.
And I'll let you take it from here about what transpired after that.
So we got our hands on some tickets after one failed attempt. So it was to be his third to last show of the residency, also his 75th birthday. So that seemed like good luck. So we started planning, and I thought, you know what? We really need some super nerdy t-shirts for this night.
Right.
We're going to do our best to get up to the front and just make a night of it. It also happened to be my sister Emily's birthday the day before, and so had these custom-made Sadness or Euphoria t-shirts made, a reference to Summer Highland Falls. And then on the back, we have a super embarrassing picture of Emily next to a picture of Billy, just wishing them a happy birthday. So we did a big reveal once we got into New York City, and the whole gang of us wore the t-shirts and made lots of friends as we entered Madison Square Garden, got stopped. Emily was pretty much as famous as Billy Joel that night at Madison Square Garden. It was lovely.
Correct. And it's a great plan because a lot of artists send people out into the crowd and go into the least best seats and try to find enthusiastic fans and then upgrade your seats if you're lucky. And you can't be too over exuberant. You just have to,
you can't ask for them.
Yeah. And that happened to us at Lady Gaga with my kids. Mm-hmm. We were all dressed up in wigs. We were way up in the nosebleeds, and someone came up immediately and brought us down to the front. So it does happen, and it's happened to you before as well.
Yes, I have a history of getting upgraded, and I kind of thought, if we don't get upgraded, I'm going to be a miserable person to be around. So everyone kept asking at dinner, what time does the show start, Caroline? And I kept saying, doors open at 7. But what time's the show? Doors open at 7. Like, we got to get there on time. So we get there, and Steven and Emily and I sort of walked concessions, just trying to make ourselves approachable and seen and excited. And we did end up, after about probably 15, 20 minutes of walking around, Emily got tapped on the shoulder by a gentleman, an employee of Billy Joel's, a longtime employee of his, and we recognized him from both when Steven and I saw him at the Staples Center. He actually upgraded our tickets at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. Now it's not called that, but it will forever be the Staples Center to me. And we actually ran into him again at Dodger Stadium when we saw him at Dodger. He only really, I think, played twice in LA in the entire 19 years I lived there. So we saw this gentleman again, had a reunion. He was lovely. He asked us how many people in our party. We said 6. He said 6 is an unlucky number. We said, what's a lucky number? We'll take anything. And he said 3. So we semi-excitedly, semi-disappointingly found the rest of our group in their seats, broke the news to them that we had in fact gotten upgraded, but only half of us were going down to the front. So there was there was a fight to the death, and the three sisters ended up reigning champions and went down to the floor.
Yeah, it was pretty clear to the husbands that the sisters should be the ones to go down to the front. I mean, that was a no-brainer for us. So we had decent seats. We were across the way in the corner in the end, but like on the edge of the row. So perfect view, perfect seats, fine. And we were fine with you guys going up to the front, which is what you did.
Which is what we did, and danced our butts off.
Yeah, so he put on an amazing show. So again, this was his 75th birthday. We were super excited, trying to figure out who might come out for his birthday.
We're like, Stevie Nicks is going to be there. Sting.
Yes, for sure. We were trying to figure out who was in the area. But surely someone was going to come out.
Alexa's going to sing happy birthday.
Yes,
like, we're like, this is going to be a star-studded evening.
Towards the end of his run there, of course there's going to be someone special there, and we'll get to that in a minute. But he has had special guests along the way at Madison Square Garden. Just 2 months before, he had Jerry Seinfeld and Sting come out during one random show. So that was like, yeah, I mean, he's gonna do something. In the past, he's had Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top, Mick Jones and Lou Gramm from Foreigner, Steve Miller came out, Paul Simon and Miley Cyrus, Patti Smith, John Mellencamp, John Mayer, Brian Johnson of AC/DC. Look this up. In March of 2014, he introduced him as a band that he just saw recently that he really, really likes live, and he brought out Brian Johnson of AC/DC, and they sang "You Shook Me All Night Long" together.
And I just remembered, I think Pink came out at Dodger Stadium when we saw him.
So there you go.
No big deal.
Right. So surely for his birthday, someone big was coming out.
Right. You would think.
We could feel it in the air. So he tends to not, he mixes up his shows and he throws songs in between, but he's got such a body of work, but he did 26 songs, and you basically wouldn't be disappointed with any set list that he throws out there. And it was just an amazing show. Like I myself was excited to go see him, but I was also like, was kind of wondering what kind of, like, was I going to be super excited? Was I going to be like, this is fun? Or was I going to be like, this is really awesome? And it turns out it was really awesome. He puts on, I can see why he sells out so much. He put on a really, really great show. And for me, there were some surprises for songs that I was like, if you had told me ahead of time I was going to be excited to hear, I would have thought maybe not. But the surprises for me were Keeping the Faith. He does like a reggae whole thing with that, which is really great. Allentown, surprisingly, was just awesome. My Life and Don't Ask Me Why. These were all great songs. I mean, the usual stuff for me, sometimes the fantasy obviously being my favorite. But those were surprises for me, and so I thought that was really good. So you've seen him, we counted, 11 times. So tell me what your impression of the show was up and towards the front.
Yes, it was amazing.
How was he that night?
I would say he was great. The band was awesome. I think the only thing that had changed since I had last seen him up front is they used to release the crowd and let you all basically like have your elbows on the stage, and they don't do that anymore. I'm assuming it's for safety purposes. But the show was amazing. River of Dreams is always really fun live. They do a bunch of kooky stuff when they play that live, and Crystal Taliaferro, who plays every instrument imaginable, is always a huge part of that song, which is fun. And then New York State of Mind is always a hit, especially since we were in New York. It was kind of special to hear that song
crowd
in
went
New
crazy,
York,
yep.
of course. And then Vienna which was our song of the day the last time we talked about Billy Joel, which was wonderful. He did not sadly play Somewhere Highland Falls, despite our song requests proudly displayed on our shirts. But there's always next time at a different venue, not during his residency. Yes. So,
there was no special guest.
And there was no special guest. They very kind of discreetly sang happy birthday to him, his whole stage staff, with a cake, sort of to start the show. But it was not a big production. You could tell maybe he's just wanted a humble, probably wanted nothing, and they made him have something, and this was what that something was.
Right.
So.
Yeah. He, I think that it's amazing. It's like over 2 hour set, I think, right? And you guys were just on your feet in the front, just dancing the whole time and sending us videos and messages. And
we were dancing so wide that they kept having to realize because of that new pool where you can't.
Right. We were thinking about sneaking down there and working our way down there to just kind of walk in, which we probably could have done, but it just seemed like...
In retrospect, we should have traded tickets halfway through to let you guys experience the magic.
It's all right. We're good.
Lesson learned.
Right. And so he's playing through July, and then he's going to do 150 shows, and then he's going to stop. And we don't know. Did he say anything like? Is he going to tour again? Did he say he's going to do stuff here and there? He's just not doing the residency.
Yeah. Oh, so the song that I think was the song of the evening, of course. So it was sort of big in the news, depending on what kind of news you follow. If you're like me, very big in the news. That Turn the Lights Back On was a new release of his, which he hasn't done since 2007 with All My Life. So it was a really big deal at the Grammys this year. He performed, and he played Turn the Lights Back On, and it was amazing. The music video is gorgeous, and I can't watch it without crying. In fact, I'm just getting a little misty even thinking about it right now. If you're unsure about AI, this will put a tally in the yes vote for AI. It's pretty amazing what they've done with this music video and his sort of journey as a musician all these years. So watch it if you have not seen it yet, and get some tissues.
Yep, that's your song of the day. It's Turn the Lights Back On, Billy Joel's first new song since 2007. Not 30 years like they said at the Grammys.
He's saying the first song since River of Dreams album, but not quite true.
You're here for the facts, and the facts are 2007.
That's right.
So we're setting the record straight. So another great show by Billy Joel. Number 11 for you. I think number 3 for me. I think I saw Billy Joel and Elton John twice, and then this time. So I'm in the 3 club. You're in the 11 club.
Yes.
So you got your song of the day. It's Billy Joel. You're going to revisit our first episode if you want to hear more about Caroline and how she got here and how she got that and all that good stuff. Listen to some Billy Joel today. If you haven't in a while, it's well worth it. Break out all those greatest hits and just play it all for a whole afternoon, because it's all good stuff. So that's your song of the day. Thank you once again, Caroline, for joining me on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Always nice to have you.
Good to
These
be here.
awesome shirts. I don't know. We could just start wearing them in general and just see what people.
I think we'll
just wear them around town and see. Right?
It'll catch on.
Yes, right.
Be sure I'm going to get some more orders.
I mean, it's kind of a quiz to see who gets it, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And people were like, "Where do I get that shirt?" The people wanted these shirts of this random person that they didn't know on the back.
That's my new gig. I could be a t-shirt designer salesperson.
Right. Exactly.
For Billy Joel exclusive merch.
Right. Billy Joel, if you're out there. There we go. All right, whatever you're doing today, I hope it involves music, and today it involves Billy Joel. You remember how to take us out? You ready?
Ready.
All right. Whatever you're doing today, I hope it involves music, and as usual, I'll catch you on the flip side.